You've clicked on the question about police reports and investigations. I hope I can answer your questions. Starting from the beginning, remember just the essence of becoming a cop. Cops don't become cops to investigate crashes. They become cops to arrest criminals, to investigate crimes. That's the juice in the job. Car accidents are not. There are exceptions. There are some police that got into being police because they want to reconstruct crashes, but oftentimes we don't buy into their conclusions either. But for the most part, investigating a crash is a hassle to a cop. If you've been listed as party number one on the police report, that usually means the police are blaming you, or if the other person's listed, them for the crash. Regardless of whether they're blaming you or them, don't conclude that that's going to be the gospel in your case, that that's the way your case is going to fall. Oftentimes, the police are wrong when they draw conclusions on the person at fault for the crash. I'll give you one example. We had a very serious case. We represented a couple dozen people that were on a Greyhound bus that crashed on a highway. The police blamed the truck driver that was struck by the bus for the crash. We were able to prove that the bus driver was at fault for the crash and at fault for killing and injuring, catastrophically injuring many of our clients. If you think about the way police work when they're investigating a crime, they lock down the scene of the crime, sometimes for 48 hours. It's important, if you've been in a major crash, you've been catastrophically injured, or you've lost someone that you love, it's really important to get your lawyer involved as early as you can. In fact, if you look below and click on that tab on our website, I talk about this in this section. If you get to the scene of the crime immediately, we can decide what do we need to prove our client's case, to do the best job for them. Sometimes within a day or two, we'll be at the crash scene with experts that are trained as engineers to investigate crashes, to determine fault, speed of vehicles, angle of impact, investigators to help us track down witnesses so we can get statements. There have been many times that the evidence we find in these first few days are what we rely on to win cases. In one other example, after one of the worst truck crashes in Pennsylvania history, I represented a man that was horribly injured in this crash. And within 2 days of the crash, I was able to reach the driver in this crash. There were 70 vehicles involved, and it happened in a blizzard near Clarion, Pennsylvania. And I was able to get to the guy that was at the front. I suspected he might be to blame. And before his employer could tell him not to talk, not to speak to anyone, I got a recorded statement from this guy admitting that he shouldn't have been on the road, that he lost control of his truck, and that it was his fault. This was an incredibly powerful statement, and this was the linchpin for us winning this case. So don't stop with what the police say. Contact a law firm like ours that knows how to investigate your case, knows how to really figure out what happened, knows how to reconstruct a crash, and is willing to go to all lengths, spend whatever it takes, time and money, to help you win your case. I hope this information has been helpful. Thanks.